Rundown. Of course, today we're going to talk about our final show before Extreme King, Brutality. Starting it off will be Blackheart hosting Lights Out with special guest Brandon Hobbs. These two have been going at it, and not only would it set up Hobbs' match against Brady Branson, but it would be decided that Brandon Hobbs will face Blackheart at Extreme King for the Hardcore Championship in a Flaming Tables match. But like I said, Brandon Hobbs would go one-on-one with the All-American Brady Branson. Hardcore rules, of course, and these two men went at each other. In the end, it would be Hobbs picking up the victory and momentum heading into Extreme King. Now, next up, Miano Diaz and Patrick O'Reilly, the Hardliners, would take on myself and my tag team partner, S.2 Knowledge is Power, where if the Hardliners were able to win, they would be added to the XCW Tag Team Championship match at Extreme King. And that's exactly what the Hardliners did. So we now know at Extreme King, it'll be Knowledge is Power versus Law Enforcement versus the Hardliners for the XCW Tag Team Championships. Next up, we would see Hayden Vex going one-on-one with Tommy the Man Merriman. Merriman made his return in ring just a couple weeks ago, and he gets a chance at vengeance against Hayden Vex, but these two men were unable to settle things as they would brawl to a no contest, and later on they would be seen continuing to go back and forth, and it would end with Tommy Merriman spearing Hayden Vex through a table. We know both of these men will be in the Extreme King Battle Royal, and both should definitely be considered heavy favorites in that match. Now, we had an interesting handicap match. Luke Blaze would team up with Evan Phoenix to take on Jesse Justice. Luke Blaze did all he could to stay out of the ring until Jesse Justice was down, taking advantage of a few cheap shots, and in the end that strategy would work as Blaze Entertainment would pick up the win over Jesse Justice. But we're going to cut into our first commercial break, When we come back, we will have the XCW Hardcore Champion Blackheart joining us to discuss his feud with Brandon Hobbs and, of course, that flaming table match that will take place at Extreme King.
Coming soon to XC Wrestling 1.
Do it now.
They tell me that I would never make it. But look at me now. I finally made it.
Do it now.
And this is mine sometime later.
Do it now.
Welcome back from that commercial break. Like I said, we would have the Hardcore Champion Blackheart joining us today. And you know, Blackheart, you and Brandon Hobbs have been going back and forth for months now. He, of course, has the hardcore in his name, Brandon Hardcore Hobbs. You've definitely made a claim to being a hardcore legend in XCW and, of course, your previous company in XAWA. So what would you say gives you the edge when it comes to hardcore matches?
I don't know that specifically I'd say I have the edge. I just didn't want to be underestimated by Brandon Hobbs, as I seem he thinks he's doing. I have taken every single bump that he has taken. In his career, I've done it in my career. Barbed wire, tables, light tubes, chairs, thumbtacks. I have taken it all just as well as he has. I just didn't want to be underestimated by the man like he seems to be doing.
All right, and you know, it seems like maybe you've gotten the respect from Brandon Hobbs. Do you think you've actually gained his respect, or do you think it's possible he's just trying to get in your head?
I honestly think there's a little bit of both, and a little bit of both. There's a truth in both of those to that statement. Honestly, like, I feel like if he had to go as far as throwing a fireball in my face, I think he kind of feels like I might be a little bit of a threat to him, in addition to maybe gaining some respect and maybe trying to get into my head.
All right, and we mentioned that you will be defending your Hardcore Championship against Brandon Hobbs at Extreme King, not in just a regular Hardcore Rules match, but in a flaming table match. So how does one prepare for the flaming table match knowing it's against a hardcore legend like Hobbs?
Honestly, against Brandon Hobbs, I've learned to be prepared for just about anything, because you don't know what you can expect when you get into the ring with somebody who's in the mindset as Brandon Hobbs is in. He could hit you with literally anything. I've seen his past work. I have studied his tapes, like I said in my Lights Out segment with him. I know what he's capable of. So the mindset is to not expect anything, or to expect everything in that regard. So there's no telling what might happen in that match against Brandon Hobbs at Extreme King.
All right, one final question. Of course, being Extreme King also means the annual Battle Royal. You do have that flaming table match, but one would have to assume you'll definitely be in that Battle Royal as well. So, you know, after a flaming table, do you think that may affect your odds of winning Extreme King?
Honestly, as much abuse as I've put in my body through, it can only motivate me. And you know as well as anybody against me, ACT, that I will come out of anything looking stronger than before. So, you know, maybe this might give me the edge going into Extreme King. You have no idea. We'll just have to wait and see once the Flaming Tables match is ended.
All right, well, of course, good luck to you at Extreme King, and thank you for joining us on today's show. We're going to cut to one final commercial break. When we get back, we've got a few more things to talk about, and of course, we'll give you the XCW Xtra and a little bit of a preview into what to expect at Extreme King. back from our final commercial break. Like I mentioned, Fletch and Brogan O'Shea would have a contract signing. And this was, the usual contract signing, two men going back and forth. Fletch thought he had read the fine print. However, he didn't read fully into it. He wanted Brogan O'Shea into his own game. So, it would be announced as a Belfast brawl. But, if Fletch and Brogan O'Shea could beat Chris Jones later on in the night, Chris Jones would be the special guest referee of that match. They would take on Law Enforcement in a tag team match, which we will get to in a few moments. Now though, we would see a new side of Void, now known as Julian Void Jacobs, a therapist who seems like he's trying to help people, tried to help Brady Branson. And this new side of Void would go one-on-one with hardcore champion Blackheart, and you can just tell it's a newfound aggression from Julian Jacobs, and he would use this newfound aggression to pick up the win after Hobbs would distract Blackheart. It seems like Hobbs has Blackheart's number at the moment, and one would have to think when these two go one-on-one at Extreme King and that flaming table match, it's anybody's game. But for Julian Void Jacobs and this newfound attitude, he will be an Extreme King. Will this newfound attitude take him to victory? You'll have to find out in 2 weeks. Now, like I said, Brogan O'Shea and Fletch would be forced to team up against Law Enforcement. And you could tell there were signs of tension between Fletch and Brogan O'Shea, refusing to communicate. Fletch, wondering why Brogan just kept tagging out when he had the advantage. And just when it seemed like the two men could win, Fletch would deliver the one final breath to Brogan O'Shea, resulting in Law Enforcement shockingly pick up a victory. We know Fletch and Brogan O'Shea will face off one-on-one in a Belfast brawl at Extreme King. Meanwhile, Law Enforcement will take on the Hardliners and Knowledge is Power in a triple threat for the Tag Team Championships. Now, we are going to get into our Brutality main event. Corey Lee going one-on-one with Hunter Houken, where the winner would enter that Extreme King Battle Royal #1. These two men tore the absolute house down, being the match of the show, in my opinion. In the end, though, it would be Corey Lee stealing the victory with a roll-up. Now, that means Hunter Houken will enter Extreme King at the #1 spot. We know at Extreme King, you'll see Fletch, Brogan O'Shea one-on-one in a Belfast brawl for that XCW Championship. The tag team titles are on the line in a triple threat between Knowledge is Power, the Hardliners, and Law Enforcement. We will see Anthony Steele going one-on-one with DJ Wilbert for that New Age Championship. And, of course, the annual Extreme King Battle Royal. Tommy Merriman, Hayden Vex, Hunter Houken from #1, Julian Void Jacobs, Corey Lee, JJ Kelty, and tons of possible surprises, all vying for the opportunity to face the XCW champion at SummerMania. However, that is in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, right now is our XCW Extra that sees Deacon Storm taking on Hayden Vex.
Hello everybody and welcome to another XCW Extra here on the Rundown. And we hear this music, we know exactly who is on their way to the ring. The energetic Deacon Storm is on his way to the ring. Here he is. And Deacon Storm going one-on-one with someone that knows him very, very well. And someone that he hasn't crossed paths with too much here in the XCW. We're talking about none other than Hayden Vex. And these two have had quite the history in New Paris, Ohio. And now tonight they get to meet in an XCW ring. And both men right here looking for a win, looking to see, who is the best to come out of that territory and into the XCW. And both men have made quite the name for themselves and have had quite a few championship wins since debuting here in the XCW. And now we await the arrival of none other than Hayden Vex. When you talk about a man who has has made a name for himself. Hayden Vex has to be one of the first people to come to mind, ladies and gentlemen. Hayden Vex quickly winning an Extreme King Battle Royal. Won the XCW Championship after a successful Money in the Bank cash-in. Hayden Vex got to the top of the XCW very, very quickly. Deacon Storm is no slouch himself. Deacon Storm quickly won the XCW Tag Team Championships and alongside another former New Paris, Ohio veteran, Blackheart, part of Heart of the Storm. And then later seen success as the XCW Hardcore and International Champion. And here we go. Hayden Vex and Deacon Storm will meet here on XCW Extra on the Rundown, and both of these men feeling each other out as we get this match started. The referee calls for the bell, and it's official. Here we go. Hayden immediately taking Deacon Storm to the corner and working away on Deacon.
Kiss my ass.
And my God, look at the power of Hayden Vex. This could be over early, too, and a kick out, but barely a kick out by Deacon Storm as he tries to fight back. He's firing back with hard left shots, and he's got Hayden Roxton in the corner here. Deacon brings Hayden out of the corner and a big DDT, dropping Hayden Vex in the center of the ring. Will Deacon be able to capitalize? Deacon gets Hayden centered just the way he wants. What's he got in mind here? Float over leg drop, but Hayden Vex had it countered. And a huge drop kick there from Hayden Vex. As Hayden had Deacon's number on that float over leg drop. And dropping him down over his knees, Hayden Vex to Deacon Storm, and looks like he set him up. Yes, a following slam from Hayden Vex to Deacon Storm. And Deacon is rocked here. Is he going to be able to come back? As it looks as if Hayden may be setting him up. Oh, but Deacon gets out of the way just in time. Hayden Vex eats the corner post there. Big drop kick from Deacon Storm.
One more.
And the Alpha, once again on the defense in this matchup. Hard chop there from Hayden Vex to Deacon Storm. You got Deacon in the corner, but the referee's got to get in there. Hayden Vex is choking Deacon Storm out. And another hard left shot from Deacon Storm. Once again has Hayden Vex rocked. Can he get him down enough to defeat him? And there's a big splash in the corner. Here comes a second splash from Deacon Storm. Can he hit the trifecta? Can he hit a third? And it's not enough! Death by Vex. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. A death by Vex by Hayden Vex. And that is all she wrote for Deacon Storm here on XCW Extra. And that's just the thing about the death by Vex. It can literally come out of nowhere. Deacon had... Oh, and there's another one. He's just for good measure. But Deacon thought he had him scouted. those two splashes in the corner, but Hayden Vex come out with a death by Vex. Hayden Vex with a victory here on XCW Extra on the Rundown. But ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. We will see you next time here on the Rundown.